Good morning. Time for some coffee and baseball, at least here on the West Coast, as we're back with game number 4, in our 1921 New York Yankees payoff pitch replay. And today the Yankees welcome a new adversary to the Polo Grounds for their second series of the year, as the Boston Red Sox, not quite steeped in the rivalry that this matchup would become in later years, but they make their first visit to New York. And we should have a very interesting game. The Red Sox have a interesting lineup, some solid players, some veterans who have wound up on the Sox from other teams, and not quite the powerhouse squad that they were in the teens when they won world championships in 1912, 1915, and 1918. So let's get to our lineups, and our seventh inning fun fact today will be the origin of the nickname Sad Sam Jones, who will be the starting pitcher for the Sox today. So the Red Sox lineup will be Ozzie Witt at third base leading off, Mike Minosky in left, Nemo Leibold, removed from the 1919 White Sox where he was a reserve, in right. Del Pratt at second, Shane O'Collins, also a White Sox cast-off, in center, Stuffy McGinnis, formerly of Connie Mack's great athletic dynasties of the teens and part of the famed $100,000 infield, at first, Everett Scott at short, Muddy Rule, who would go on to have success with the Washington Senators and win a world championship catching, of course, Jones on the hill. For the Yankees, the typical or standard lineup that started all three games versus the A's: Chick Fuster leading off at second, Roger Peckinpah at short, the Bambino in left, Wally Pipp at first, Bob Musial in right, Ping Bodie in center, Aaron Ward at third, Wally Shang behind the plate, and making his second start of the season, coming in on 3 days rest, and a winner of the season opener is Carl Mays. So we are set to go. After we properly arrange our pitching matchup, Mays on the hill for the Yankees comes in with a record of 1-0, a 1.00 ERA, fresh off a complete game win, as mentioned, against the Athletics. And RJ has joined us at the ballpark. Welcome, my friend. Yeah, you'll catch up quick, especially. We're supposed to... Right now, football practice is tentatively set to start on August 17th for us, which actually this week would have been our first week of football practice in a normal season. So it's still up in the air. There's still talk that the season could get pushed back into November, December. So we'll see. But barring all else, you should catch up pretty quick, my friend. But we're ready to go. First pitch, and that is going to be an in-play result, as Ozzie Witt starts the game off with a ground ball down to shortstop, which Peckinpah takes care of. So quick out for Mays, Mike Minosky the batter. And Mays, it's going to be a ballpark result. And again, Polo Grounds are a hitter's paradise. That's going to be wheelhouse for Minosky, and see what he can do with that. 14, and Minosky, that's going to be a triple as he drives that over the center fielder's head into that vast expanse of center field. And we have a one-out base runner at third for the Sox. I actually need to grab my fat cards 1 sec. All right, so Minosky on third, and Tim Hendricks, who would lose his starting job in short order. Actually, we have a mishap here. All right, now we're good. Nemo Leibold, the right fielder. And here comes a pitch from Mays, and that's going to be a tough result in Leibold, and that's going to be a fly ball into center field. And coming off the tough column, that will be shallow, and unable to get in from third will be Minosky. So Mays looking to pitch out of this very early and not too unpleasant jam. Wheelhouse to Platt, a big swing, and that's going to be a fly ball into center field, going back, and plenty of room to run that down in center field is Ping Bodie. So the side is retired. So the 1-out triple does not bite Mays and the Yankees. We head to the bottom of the first inning, 1-0. And Chick Fuster set to lead it off against Sad Sam Jones, who again will be the subject of our 7th inning fun fact. And Jones will be a patient result, 62, and that's going to be a hard shot down the right field line. And Fuster, rounding first base, heads into second base with a stand-up double. Like I said, it's early on the West Coast. A double to start the game for the Yankees. And that'll bring up Roger Peckinpah. And yet another patient result, and this is not what Jones wants to do with nobody out, is face Babe Ruth, runners on first and second. Babe, he is due. He has been in a slump, only 1 hit so far in 3 games. And that'll be an in-play result, and the slump will continue as Ruth gets under that. A high fly ball to right field, and camping under that is Leibold to pull it in. 1 down, runners remain on first and second. First baseman Wally Pipp. And Pipp an in-play result, and he's going to come through. That's going to be a double laced into the gap. And a runner is advanced 2 bases with the option to score. And that actually goes to right field, in right field for the Sox with an arm of 7. So Peckinpah with a run rating of 8, he is going to try and score, and we'll roll the dice for that. And 8, and that is equal to Pipp, but it is above the arm rating. So Leibold is going to make the throw, and here it comes, 14. And runner is gunned down at the plate, so Leibold, a cannon throw from right field. Fuster is going to come in to score, and we have our first run of the ball game. RBI double by Pipp, but a 9-2 out at the plate is Peckinpah. So 2 down now, and a runner at second base. Yankees, though, have taken a 1-0 lead. Here comes a pitch, an in-play result to Musial, and Musial, it's going to be a ground ball down to third base. Easy play at third for Vitt. And the Yankees are retired, so they get a couple of hits, a walk, a run, and a second runner thrown out of the plate. We're through 1 inning. New York 1, Boston 0. And El Red Sox fan, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the ballpark. Got our classic Yankees-Red Sox matchup before it was a classic, I guess, back in the day. Shane O'Collins leading it off for the Sox here in the second inning, and that's going to be an in-play result. And Collins, ground ball down to Peckinpah at short. Quick throw across the diamond to Pipp, and 1 down to start the second inning. Former athletic Stuffy McGinnis, and again, part of that famed $100,000 infield. That's going to be an in-play result, and a drive into center field, and Ping Bodie takes a few steps to his right, pulls that in, whips the ball back in, and 2 quick outs here to start the second. Shortstop Everett Scott, and Scott against right-handers hit .254 in 1921. And yet another in-play result, and Scott, that's a fly ball into right field, and Musial, routine play out there, 2-hands it. And side is retired, 3 up, 3 down. So Mays, after giving up a 1-out triple in the first, mows through the Sox in the second. We head to the bottom of the frame, 1-0. New York in the lead, and that's going to be a tough result to Ping Bodie. And Bodie, ground ball down to shortstop. And ranging into the hole, Everett Scott makes a nice throw across his body, nips Bodie at first base, 1 down to start the second. Sports Time Machine, Utah Mike has joined us. Welcome, my friend. And again, coffee and baseball here from Arizona. A tough result for Jones to Aaron Ward, and 84. 84 is going to be a ground ball down to short, so 2 consecutive plays. For Everett Scott and Yankees, 2 down, Wally Shang the batter. In the on-deck circle is Carl Mays. Here comes the pitch, and Shang. It's going to be a fly ball into right field, shallow, coming in and catching that waist high is Leibold. Sides retired. The Yankees go down 3 up, or 3 up, 3 down in the second as well. And we head to the top of the third. Muddy Rule, Red Sox catcher, leading it off against Carl Mays. And an in-play result to Rule, and Rule pop fly, and that's into foul territory. Plenty of room in that expansive foul ground behind home plate for Wally Shang to set up shop and pull it in, 1 down. Sad Sam Jones, the batter. And a patient result to Jones, and 47, Jones is going to draw a base on balls. So May's counterpart works a free pass from him, and back to the top of the order, Ozzie Vitt. Vitt grounded out to shortstop to start the game. And here comes a pitch, and Vitt ground ball down to shortstop again, and 6. That's going to be under the double play rating for both, a 6-4-3 double play. And Carl Mays quickly induces a twin killing to get out of the inning as we head to the bottom of the third. New York in the lead, 1-0. Mouse in your house has joined us at the ballpark as well. Welcome. Good to have a nice crowd here for this one, as Sad Sam Jones, he's going to roll a defensive result, and that is going to be range check on third base. And for the third baseman, Ozzie Vitt, he has a range of C, and 43. He's going to slide and get to that nice play from his knees. Throws across the diamond to get Mays. So a faster runner probably would have beaten that out, but instead it comes in a highlight reel play. We'll be on the Western Union Telegraph top 10 plays of the day. As Sad Sam Jones set to face Fuster, and that'll be an in-play result. Fly ball into center field, a routine play out there for Shane O'Collins. 2 down, and Roger Peckinpah, the shortstop, steps in. And tough result from Jones, and Peckinpah drives that into left field, and going back near the track in that short porch, but plenty of room to pull it in still, is Minosky. So sides are tired, 3 up, 3 down, go the Yankees again. We're through 3. New York holding a 1-0 lead over the hated Red Sox. And a Red Sox-Yankees game always is a fun thing no matter what year. An in-play result to Minosky, who starts the 4th inning for the Sox. And both pitchers pitching effectively, as that's a shallow fly ball into center field. Ping Bodie takes a few steps in, sets up, taps the glove, pulls it in, 1 down for Nemo Leibold. And a tough result to Leibold, and 72 is going to be a ground ball down to Peckinpah at short, ranging behind the bag at second base. Plants throws, and Leibold is out at first. 2 down for Del Pratt. Pratt flew out to center his first time up. And that will be yet another in-play result. And Pratt pop fly into foul territory just behind third base. Roaming back near the stands to pull that in is Ward, and sides are tired. Another 3 up, 3 down inning for Mays. Working on a 1-hitter as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Babe Ruth set to lead it off for the Yankees, and the hometown fans growing a little bit impatient with Ruth, as again, he has not started his normal fast self here. Here comes a pitch, and Ruth ropes that. That's down the right field line off the top of the wall. Just missed a home run by a foot. Ruth rounding first base. Here comes a throw. He's in at second base. Sliding in face first in a big cloud of dust, and Wally Pipp will have a chance to give the Yankees their 2nd run. Ruth dusts himself off, gets the lead. Here comes a pitch. In-play result, and Pipp. It's going to be a ground ball back to the pitcher, and Ruth's going to have to hold at second. 1 down as Carl Mays makes the play on Pipp. Bears Den has also joined us at the ballpark. Welcome, my friend. Enjoying this classic matchup, I hope. A patient result for Jones to Musial. And Musial, he has a good patient column. Not that good, though. That's going to be a ground ball down to short. And Ruth's going to be stuck at second base again, as making the play is Everett Scott, and we have 2 down for Ping Bodie. So Ruth is a 7. He will score on a single automatically if Bodie can come through. 8's going to be a tough result, 72. And Bodie, fly ball into center field, and going to his left into the gap to pull that in is Shane O'Collins. And the Yankees, after that leadoff double, go quietly. So 1 hit, no runs, no errors, 1 left. We're through 4. New York leading 1-0, and coming to the plate for the Sox in the 5th, center fielder Shane O'Collins. And patient result to Collins, and Collins and ropes that into center field again. That's going way back. That's over the head of Bodie once again and trudging around second base into third. Second triple of the day for the Sox. Shane O'Collins slides in and ahead of the throw, and the Sox, nobody out, tying run 90 feet away for Stuffy McGinnis. Infield playing in. Here comes the result, a in-play result 47, and that is going to be a ground ball down to third. And holding at third base will be Collins as a nice play by Aaron Ward. So one down, Everett Scott the batter. Infield remains in. Here comes a pitch, in-play result again, and 10. That is going to be a single, and we are tied as Everett Scott comes through. RBI, one-out single. Coming in to score is Collins, and the Red Sox and Yankees knotted up at 1. Muddy Rule will be the batter, and Collins, or Scott, gets a lead, decides not to steal. They're going to let Rule hit away. And that'll be an in-play result for Muddy. Ground ball back to Mays. And 5, that's going to be a 1-6-3 double play. So Mays gets out of the inning after giving up the tying run. 2 hits for the Sox. They score 1, leave nobody. We're through 4.5. We're tied up at 1, and Aaron Ward set to lead it off against Sad Sam Jones for the Yankees. A tough result, and Jones has kept those high. That's going to be a fly ball into center field. And easy play out in center for Shane O'Collins. Wally Shang, the batter. Shang today flew out to right field his first time up. Jones gets a sign, kicks, delivers, and in play result 25. And Shang, that's going to be a single into right field. So a one-out base knock, and the pitcher spot comes up. Mays is actually a decent hitting, actually a very good hitting pitcher. He hit over 340 in 1921, so no bunt here. He's going to swing away. And 7, in-play result, and Mays comes through with a base hit. That's going to be a sharp liner into center field. The runner on first advances 1 base and has the opportunity to go to third, and we're going to play station to station. After that unfortunate incident early in the game where we had a runner thrown out of the plate. Top of the order, 1 down, Chick Fuster. Jones looking to pitch out of this. In play result, 28 to Fuster, and that's going to be another base hit. So Sad Sam Jones earning his nickname as that's blooped into left field. And runner on first advances 2, runner on second scores, and the Yankees storm back to take the lead at 2-1. RBI single, Chick Fuster. And runners at the corner for Roger Peckinpah. And again, looming on deck is the larger-than-life presence of Babe Ruth. 37 is going to be an in-play result. And 37, pop fly into center field. And ranging back to pull that in as a shortstop, Everett Scott. So a huge out there. Second out of the inning, but Ruth still going to get his chance to hit with runners on base. Jones talking to his catcher. They're going to pitch carefully to Ruth. In play result, and the Bambino, 74. That's going to be a ground ball down to short. So once again, Ruth leaves ducks on the pond, but the Yankees come up with 3 hits and get the go-ahead run. We're through 5. New York 2, Red Sox 1. And Utah Mike, Wally Pipp is a good example to kids on why you should never call out from work. That's why I haven't missed a day in over 10 years, buddy. True, true, true. So here we go. Top of the 6th inning. And the pitcher spot, Jones, he's going to stay in there. Jones has a stamina rating of 9, as does Mays. So they're both good to go the distance if needed. Here comes a pitch in play, and Sad Sam Jones going to be a ground ball down to Peckinpah. So he walked his first time up, grounds out here as Mays has 1 out to start the 6th inning. Ozzie Vitt, the batter, and again an in-play result. And Vitt, he ropes that into the gap in left center. That's going to fall and cut off, but not before Vitt, motoring all the way, gets into second base, 1 out double. So the Polo Grounds, short porches down both lines, and that big, expansive center field, very conducive to doubles and triples. And also rare plays as we roll the 0-0. Again, using the Glory Days baseball rare play chart, which is upside down. So we have a runner on, and 61. 61, if first base occupied, runner interferes with second base double play. Otherwise, ground out runners advance one. So that's going to move Vitt to third, and 4-3 on the putout for Minoski. And that will bring up Nemo Leibold, and Leibold, the right fielder, he is 0 for 2, flown out to center, grounded out to short. 6, going to be an in-play result, and tough result. Leibold 73 is going to be a ground ball down to short. So Peckinpah takes care of that, and Mays, second time in this game, strands a runner at third base. The Sox get a hit. No runs, no errors, leave 1. We are through 5.5. New York 2, Boston 1. Utah, yeah, that is my that's the rare play chart I designed for Glory Days baseball. So just a little bit more variety. If there's one small ding for payoff pitch for me, it's that the rare play chart is not very expansive. So that is why I use that one. All right, bottom of the 6th inning, Wally Pipp set to lead it off against Jones. And it'll be an in-play result. And Wally Pipp taking advantage of that spot in the lineup while it's his, till Garrett gets here in 3 years. Sings to lead off the 6th, and Yankees in business. And Pipp with a steal rating of C. And catching, Muddy Rule has an arm of 2. That only makes him a fair, so he's going to hold and not try and steal. Tough result to Bob Musial, and 49, a swing and a miss. Musial, I think that's our first strikeout of the game. As the slugging Yankees right fielder heads back to the dugout and brings up Ping Bodie. Bodie today is 0 for 2, is grounded out to short, flown out to center, and in-play result 72. Bodie, and that's going to be a fly ball into shallow center field. Shane O'Collins camps under that, calls everyone off, pulls it in. 2 down for Aaron Ward. Runner on first base. Jones kicks, delivers. In play result to Jones. That's going to be a ground ball right back to, or for Ward, ground ball back to Sam Jones. And he wheels, fires it to first base. Yankees are retired in the 6th. We head to the final 3 frames. Top of the 7th. New York with a 2-1 lead, and Del Pratt set to lead it off against Mr. Mays. 7 in play result, and Pratt starts the inning with a single. So the Red Sox, and remember we have our fun fact on Sad Sam Jones coming up between half innings. Red Sox in business. Shane O'Collins, the batter, and Collins will play a little small ball here. He is a bunter, and that's going to be bunted to the catcher. And that will be a successful sacrifice hit. Going on to second is Pratt. 2-3 on the putout. Collins does his job, and Stuffy McGinnis now has a runner in scoring position to work with. Mays looking to buckle down. Ballpark result 63 against the right-hander. That's going to be wheelhouse, folks. And McGinnis, not a big home run hitter, but he can still do some damage. 59, and Mays makes a tough pitch. Ground ball down to second base. That moves the runner along, but McGinnis is retired. So once again, Carl Mays facing a runner at third base. It's the 4th time that's happened. Once they have scored. Here he goes. See if he can get out of this again. And that will be yet another in-play result, and a drive into left field going back near the track, near the wall. Ruth reaches up and makes the catch, taking away a possible extra base hit from Everett Scott. Side is retired. And we're through 6.5. New York leads it 1-0. And we are ready for our fun fact. So Sad Sam Jones, who was actually an integral part of the 1918 World Champion Red Sox team, suffered in 1919, had a losing record, lost 20 games, in fact, in 1919. But the origin of his nickname, not as exciting as probably people would like to think. Basically, the Associated Press indicated in Jones' obituary when he passed away that the nickname originated as Sad Sam the Cemetery Man. coming from a new sports writer whose only acquaintance with the pitcher was watching him from the press box. And from that distance, it was said that the dour features of Jones made it seem like he was perpetually sad. The story deemed him a whimsical and quietly humorous man, brimful of quips and backwoods humor, which belied his outwardly dour appearance. One other fact about Jones is he was an avid hunter and horseman, and really was a very humble, modest man, never talked about or bragged about his career as a major league ball player. And because of that, the antics of one George Herman Ruth of the Yankees and formerly his teammate on the Sox didn't really sit well with Jones, who preferred, again, the modest lifestyle, and just thought Ruth was too flashy and really had a slight disdain for the Bambino, actually, because of the way he lived. Jones, though, by all accounts, was well liked by teammates, and he counted Hall of Famers Joe Cronin and Cy Young as his closest friends in life after baseball. So there you have it, our fun fact on Sam Jones, and we're ready to go in the bottom of the 7th inning. Wally Shang, the batter. Jones still on hill for the Sox and looking to keep it close. Ballpark result, and Shang, that is going to be wheelhouse. And Wally Shang against right-handers, he's got a chance. Big swing, and 56 just misses a hit, and that's a ground ball down to third base. Nice backhand stab there at third base by Ozzie Vitt, and he's going to plant and get Shang by a step. So that looked like it had double written all over it, but stepping up to make the play is Ozzie Vitt, and that brings up the pitcher Carl Mays, working on another masterpiece for the Yankees in this one. 6 is going to be patient, and Mays draws the base on balls. So Mays been on base twice, a walk and a single. And Jones, disgusted with himself that he walked the opposing pitcher, Chick Fuster, the batter. Another in-play result for Fuster, and that's going to be a ground ball down to second base, but the double play will take care of that walk. 4-6-3, and Yankees are set down in the 7th inning. No hits, no runs, no errors, nobody left. We have 2 to go, folks. Yankees clinging to a 2-1 lead in a game that belies the usually potent offense of this era. And Muddy Rule is going to start it off against Carl Mays. So Mays in play result, and Rule starts off the 8th inning with a sharp single over the shortstop's head. So Red Sox in business. And Sad Sam Jones will be the batter. He's pitching well. They're going to let him stay. Oh, God, he's a debunter. They are going to take a chance since he is pitching so well. So he is going to lay down the bunt, and 5, that's going to go to the third baseman, and D, and the lead runner is thrown out, so that backfires. So fielder's choice for Jones, and 5-4 on the putout for Muddy Rule. And should have brought in a pinch hitter, but can't do anything about that now. On base is Jones at first, Ozzie Vitt the batter. Carl Mays the pitch, and patient result to Vitt, and that's going to be a base on balls. So I guess ultimately the Red Sox get a runner to second base. 1 down, first and second for Mike Minosky. And looking to get out of this jam once again is Mays. That's going to be an in-play result, and ground ball down to shortstop, 7. And that is going to be a fielder's choice, so erased at second base will be Vitt. 6-4 going over to the third is Sad Sam Jones, and on with a fielder's choice is Minosky. So 2 down, runners at the corners for Nemo Leibold. And Mays once again facing the tying run 90 feet away. Can he get out of it one more time? 84, fly ball into center field, ranging into the gap and making a nice running catch in center is Ping Bodie. So once again, Mays has been a Houdini. 5 times he's had runners at third base, and 4 times he's got out of the inning. So the Sox get a hit and a walk, leave 2 as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. New York clinging to a 2-1 lead. And on the mound, Sad Sam Jones looking to keep it close. And Pete has joined us at the ballpark. Welcome, my friend. I can't wait. Thursday night, Yankees and Nats. Been waiting for this for months, as all of us have. So tough result for Jones to Peckinpah, and Peckinpah swings at front of a changeup. Looks foolish there as he corkscrews around. Strikeout, one down, and the Bambino. Can we finally see a long ball? He is in his fourth game, no home runs yet. Jones, the pitch. And instead, we're going to get a defensive check. And that'll be an error check on the right fielder. So in right field for the Sox, Nemo Leibold, he has an error rating of 3 and 59. He's going to make a nice sliding catch, bobbles it, but holds on, and Ruth is retired. So Bambino still hitting in the low 200s through 4 games, and that's going to bring up Wally Pipp, 2 down, and Jones looking to get out of the inning without further damage. Tough result, and that's going to be a ground ball down to second base. Easy play there for Pratt. So 4-3 on the putout. Yankees go in order in the 8th. We head to the top of the 9th inning, and Carl Mays 3 outs away from his second complete game victory of the year, and second in which he would have allowed only a run. He's got to get past Del Pratt, Shane O'Collins, and Stuffy McGinnis, though, to cement this. And 8, patient result, and Pratt is going to start the inning with a leadoff walk. So Mays, he's had no shortage of jams in this one. He's always managed to get his way out of it. In play result to Shane O'Collins. It's going to be a fly ball to Ruth into left field. Ruth moving a few steps to his left. Plenty of space out there. Pulls that in, 1 down, and Stuffy McGinnis comes up. McGinnis today is 0 for 3. And again, the former Athletic looks to make something happen for his team, and that'll be a defensive check. Range check in right field, and Musial in right has a range of D and the roll of 63. He's going to get to that. Nice running catch by Musial. And scampering back to first base ahead of the throw is Pratt, almost doubled up. So 2 down, and the Sox down to their final out. And again, a very rare pitchers duel in 1921. We're the lowest ERA in the league. I think 6 teams had team ERAs over 4 in 1921. So patient result to Everett Scott, and 46. And that is going to be a single, so 2-out single. And Pratt is a 5, so he doesn't get the automatic advancement. He's going to be held up at second base. So once again, Mays makes it interesting. Muddy Rule the batter. 2 on, 2 out. Mays gets a sign, kicks, delivers, the underarm pitcher. And tough result to Muddy Rule, 84, and that's a ground ball down to Peckinpah at shortstop. He goes a short way to second. Ball game is over. Yankees win. The Yankees win. So again, a very tight and overall cleanly played game. Mays in and out of trouble. 5 times he had runners at third base. Only 1 of them scored. So final line score for the Sox. 1 run, 7 hits, no errors, the hometown Yankees. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors. So both pitchers did a great job. But Carl Mays goes to 2-0 on the year. And let's do a quick update of the Bambino stats. Just enter his real quick. Today, Ruth went 1 for 4 with a double. So thus far in the replay through 4 games, Ruth is hitting a paltry 143. He does have a 294 on-base percentage due to 3 walks. 2 hits, a run, a double, no RBIs yet, and he has struck out 4 times. So Ruth, he'll get it together, and hopefully that happens in this series so we get a little bit of excitement. But again, Mays off to a great start. And Carl Mays, he was a 27-game winner in 1921. He's well on his way there, 2-0 with a 1.00 ERA through 2 games. So let's recap the chat. Thanks to everybody who stopped in for our baseball and coffee. RJL 518, check out that great channel. He's got a 1994 payoff pitch project going, and he's also going to do the 1921 National League, and we'll try to get a World Series together. Al, Red Sox fan, check out his awesome channel. Strat, Pine Tar Baseball, Glory Days Boxing, chats with Al. And actually, Al, we have to have another chat coming up sometime soon. I know we've talked about it. We got to make it happen, but check out his great channel. Thank you very much. And also RJ too. Let's get him some subscribers. So if you're watching this, go to RJ's channel. He does a great job announcing games. Give him a sub. Sports Time Machine, Utah Mike, also a prominent member of the Payoff Pitch community. Give his channel a look and a sub as well. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Mouse in your house, appreciate you stopping by. Bears Den 07, thank you very much for joining us at the ballpark. And of course, our good friend Pete M. And let's just close out the chat here RJ is a Mets fan. I'm a Yankees fan. So I've got bragging rights after the exhibition games thus far. 2 good Yankee wins. Are you playing Bears Den 73 payoff pitch where Tom Seaver against Houston in the Dome, which was not a very friendly ballpark for hitters? And Pete M, I'm a Detroit Tigers fan, so it looks like another season of Miggy and the Mudheads, but still excited about baseball's return. Been in rebuild mode since Mike Ilitch passed. Hey, you know what? The good thing, Pete, with no fans this year, not going to be a big difference in Detroit. I'm sorry. Probably unfair, but yeah, they're struggling. And you know what? For such a storied history, I hope they get it turned around. They do have some good young prospects in their system, but you're right. They are nowhere close to being ready right now. So, all right, that does it. Strat-o-matic. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Thank you. So appreciate y'all stopping in, and I've got to get going, but I hope y'all have a great day. And next up on the channel, we're going to get back to Glory Days Boxing, a fight I've been looking forward to. Peter Jackson makes his second defense of the Glory Days Boxing Lineal Heavyweight Championship against gentleman Jim Corbett in what should be a very interesting clash of styles. So until then, I hope you all have a great day. This is Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming, and we'll see you. Take care. Keep rolling for the fences, folks.